1999. And I can vaguely recall that a lot of companies at that point of time, and talking of women who passed on later also, that there would be an unwritten rule that they would not engage women in seafaring roles, though they had women as officers. However, from 2019, I could see a vast change in that perception. In the year 2019, IMO had its theme of women in maritime. And since then, we can see that there is a lot of thrust, there is a lot of impetus which is being given, and the numbers are changing in terms of demography. The data speaks for itself. At least definitely in the Indian context, I know that we have many women seafaring officers, and they have started engaging women in rating roles also. So I can definitely vouch that there is a lot of change which is happening. And also my request, I would say, that to the maritime industry, we have gathered here, that kindly support your lady women marine engineers especially. Because when I remember when I started sailing, it was okay to have women as deck officers, but it was kind of unthinkable at least to have women in marine engineering roles, because it was kind of a very tough and hands-on job. The working conditions were much more difficult for a marine engineer. So as a society, I feel anytime we look at the change in terms of change in technological advances or any socio-economic changes, the initial phase, that is that of a capacity building. And this is the stage where there is a lot of investment which is required, and not just in terms of funds, but in terms of resources and a lot of patience to see what is the way it is going to frame itself. And to the women, I think our daughters, sisters, whosoever are planning to take up marine engineering or a career out at sea, I would say that it's very important that you come up in very meaningful roles and show to the world that you have it in yourself to come up in professions like science, technology, engineering and mathematics. The data and the numbers here are minuscule, but if we have the right kind of mentoring and hand-holding and some sponsoring. Again, as sponsorship, I don't mean in terms of funding, but people who would come to the forefront and speak for themselves, speak for the ladies with them, that they have it in them to prove it to the world. So with that, I would like to conclude my statements, and again, thanks a lot to all the marine fraternity and my seniors out here, seniors, whosoever is there, for inviting me to this forum. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonali, it's our privilege to have you here on the stage tonight, and thank you all so much, and being an inspiration for all the young women to follow. Thank you once again, Miss Sonali.
It's time to welcome on stage for the opening address.